Welcome back. Egypt marks today the 8th anniversary under the leadership of President Abdel Fattah al-Sisi, who took office on the 8th of June 2014. President al-Sisi was able to remove Egypt out of a bitter year under the rule of the Brotherhood Group that saw many mass protests against civil and economic repressions. During this time, the nation suffered from instability regionally and internationally. Under President al-Sisi, Egypt achieved great developments in various domains, including economic reforms and achievements, in addition to improving the country's strategic and diplomatic relations through a new foreign policy. The head of state launched several national initiatives which aim at boosting the youth, women and low-income brackets, as well as developing villages and rural areas. His government is focused especially on upgrading the education and health sectors nationwide. President Abdel Fattah al-Sisi's 100 Million Healthy Lives initiative launched several initiatives, including the early detection of non-communicable diseases, high blood pressure and obesity for more than 5 million Egyptian citizens. The initiative follows up on patients and provides treatment via different centers. Here's the story.
Decent Life was first initiated in 2019 by President Abdel Fattah al-Sisi, who tasked the Ministry of Social Solidarity with developing Egypt's poorest 1,000 villages. In December 2020, al-Sisi expanded the initiative to include 4,500 villages within the framework of the Sustainable Development Strategy, Egypt's Vision 2030. Decent Life initiative will be completed by 2025 at a cost that would near 1 trillion Egyptian pounds. The pilot phase implemented in 2019 targeted the poorest 375 villages, reducing poverty among their residents by 11%. The projects accomplished including introducing utilities in 16,000 houses and building ceilings for those that lack them. This is in addition to 54 modern healthcare units, 2,800 classrooms, whose total capacity is 100,000 students, and 82 veterinary units. As for the first phase, it consisted of 1,500 villages and was worth 200 billion Egyptian pounds. In October 2018, President al-Sisi's 100 Million Healthy Lives initiative was launched for the early detection of hepatitis C virus and the non-communicable disease NCDs, diabetes, high blood pressure and obesity for more than 50 million Egyptian citizens. The initiative follows up a patient and provides treatment via treatment centers. The initiative's main goal is to rid Egypt of C virus by 2020 and to contribute to reducing non-communicable disease-induced death. 70% of deaths in Egypt are the NCD-induced. The initiative also aims to raise the awareness about women's reproductive health and family planning and provides free breast cancer examinations for women above the age of 18. The initiative, which aims to screen a total of 28 million women nationwide, was launched as part of the 100 Million Health Initiative, which screened over 60 million people for hepatitis C.
Prime Minister Mustafa Madbouli headed on Wednesday the Cabinet's weekly meeting, where he praised the organization of the first African Medical Conference and exhibition that was attended by President Abdel Fattah al-Sisi. The Prime Minister expressed the state's keenness in nationalizing the medicine industry as a top priority. Madbouli pointed out to his participation in meetings with the Islamic Bank Group held in Sharm el-Sheikh, praising the huge attendance. The Premier spoke about the tour he had conducted in Sharm el-Sheikh to follow up on the preparations ahead of hosting COP27 conference, pledging that they will soon announce Sharm el-Sheikh as a green city. Following the cabinet meeting, the Minister of Agriculture held a press conference to review the latest progress in the agricultural sector. The minister said that the agricultural sector is working on decreasing the gap of strategic goods, especially wheat, adding that his ministry is expanding the cultivated areas across the nation in the New Delta project. He pointed out to the significance of the private sector in increasing the agricultural productivity and asserted the significance of digital transformation in ongoing projects. Foreign Minister Sameh Shoukry took part in the 56th session of the meeting of COP27 subgroups in the German city of Bonn on Wednesday. Addressing the session, Shukri stressed on the significance of the role played by civil society in the field of climate change. During his visit, Shukri met with a number of figures and senior officials working in the climate field, as well as representatives of the civil society circles accredited by COP27. He met with a group of African climate change negotiators, as well as the G7 and China. Shukri, the appointed president of the next UN Climate Change Conference, COP27, is to sign a deal over Egypt hosting the next COP27 conference in November on the sidelines of the meeting. Head of the National Media Authority, Hussein Zain, will witness the launch of the new Egyptian satellite 301 from Florida in the USA at 11:03 p.m. Cairo local time. The authority has finalized all preparations to transmit the historical event in live and direct broadcast, as Nilesat 301 will be launched on the Falcon 9 satellite of the American company SpaceX. According to the CEO of the Egyptian company for satellites, Ahmed Anis, the new satellite replaces Nilesat 201, which expires in 2028. He added that it has many advanced technological properties, enabling it to keep its place in the broadcast region. The new satellite Nilesat 301 includes 38 satellite channels, up from 26 in the previous Nilesat 201. It will have a broader coverage area that will include South African and Nile Basin states. The Wadi Natrun Prison Rehabilitation Center received a delegation from the National Council for Human Rights to review its facilities and programs applied to rehabilitate inmates. The delegation visited educational, cultural and rehabilitation areas for inmates, and in these areas have advanced social and cultural programs for them to evaluate their behaviors and keep them from being delinquent again by using religious and cultural seminars, literacy classes, and also developing inmates' technical and educational skills. The visitors watched and followed the methods of professionally rehabilitating inmates by providing them with various skill sets. The National Dialogue Administration announced the appointment of the head of the journalism syndicate, Diya Rashwan, as a general coordinator for the National Dialogue and Secretary General for the Supreme Council for Media Regulations, Councillor Mahmoud Fawzi, as the director of the National Dialogue's Technical Committee. The administration also announced the start of the National Dialogue's first session on the first week of next July. It illustrated that the duties of General Coordinator, represented in consultation with political powers, syndicate officials and other participants of the National Dialogue, is to form its 15 board members from all public figures and experts. The administration declared that all preparations for the National Dialogue had been finalized through the National Academy for Training, which organized the National Youth Forum.